Okay, practice stroke today is going to be an iris and how to put this iris together. We have many people that work on getting through to become a teacher, and this is one of the things in a level 2 that they struggle with. But I'm going to simplify it and show you a really quick way to be able to practice this and understand this. And so I'm in my double loader. I've got floating medium, wicker white, daffodil yellow, way too much yellow, violet pansy, dioxazine purple, and I put wicker white on both sides so I could load. Okay, so I did run over a little bit, so I can just take that off. So just be careful not to put so much. I put lots more than I should have put, so it overflowed a little bit. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dip violet pansy and go right here on the side. So this is what you do if you don't have the colors next to each other. So I'm going to come over here and then I'm going to work it in really strong right here. Pressure, 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 back and forth and quick. Now I wet this brush, then you lay it on the paper towel. And I forgot that part. I was getting overzealous. So then I can come through here and get some more and go back right here, dip. Now, usually I'm having you go between two colors like this, splitting the brush. And then when you come over here, you don't split it. So I want this first load on this brush to be very strong. Okay, so it's 2/3 or more full. And it's the violet pansy and the wicker white. All right, so I didn't use floating medium, even though I am on paper. Okay, so this is what I want you to see. I'm going to come right here and do 2 arrows, and here's, 2 points to an arrow. Then I'm going to put pressure, and then I'm going to wiggle slightly up to the top. Now I ran out of paint, so I just come right back here in the loading area and pick up more. And now I'm going to come back down this side. Okay, now many times people struggle with coming back, but what you're doing is you're laying it this way, you're laying it this way, then you come here and come back down and it stays on the inside. But what I'm going to do is show you another way. So I can start on this edge of the arrow and I'm coming to the top, and then I can turn this upside down, get fresh white again. And I can come again from the bottom of the arrow and go to there. Okay. So then this is how I lay out my design. I'm going to have an arm over here and an arm over here, then a leg in here and a leg in here. All right. So that's the structure. And you don't have to draw this, but I want you to see this. If I put a line there and a line there, then this is an arrow, a line here and a line there, then this is an arrow going that way. And then the same thing is going to happen coming down here. You can share that bottom line. Okay. So those lines just help you make this happen. All right. Now, some of these I do really smooth. Okay, so I'm wiggling a little bit. I come up to here. I put a chisel down and I slide back. All right. But what most people are wanting to see is how to roll this petal a little bit and have it coming up. And I roll to here. Now let me show you a rolling coming back. So as I come back here, I roll the brush forward and then back. Roll it forward and then back and then stand up. All right, so it looks kind of muddy there. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come down so you can see it better. I'm going to pick up strong white and I'm going to come like right here and get a really good load so you really see the white, right? So as I came up here, I was okay. Then I needed a teeny bit more white flatten it. And then when I'm here, now watch my thumb. As I come here, I roll the thumb and roll back. And then I roll the thumb and roll back. Now I lost my color, so I just grab a little bit more white. I start here, I roll my thumb and come back and then stand up. All right, so it's a little bit of a roll that you want to have. And you're going to do more of that coming down, doing these two down here. So I'm going to go up here and match the height of that one. Okay. And then as I'm coming back, I'm going to get more of the violet, pansy, and white. And as I'm coming back, I want you to roll my thumb right here. Roll my thumb, roll it, and then come back. Okay, so I am going to show you another way to get the side petal is that I can lean on the purple corner, this corner. I get fresh white paint, I flatten the brush, I push down, and I can go back and forth with the front. Okay, so I lost the white, so let's try this again. Back and forth. All right. I'm going to try it with a little bit darker purple with the dioxazine and see if you can see it better. We're leaning ever so lightly. And then we come back, roll the thumb. There we go. That's what you want. And then you stand up, and that can be this side. All right. See, this one I got muddy. So we don't want that one there. I don't want to confuse you. I can lay it slightly. See how that's so muddy? And see when that one's more white like I want it to be. All right, so now I'm going to come over here and get violet pansy and dioxazine because we stroke this a lot on black paper. All right, so we need a lighter color besides just dioxazine purple. All right, so I can come right in here and get a little bit of white. And see, I just want a tone that's a little bit lighter. All right, so I'm going to come back to that arrow and I'm going to roll. Come again on here. Roll this, roll, and stand up. All right, so let's go again on this side. Then as we come back up, okay, so I'm picking up a little bit more white and going into the violet pansy. And as I'm coming up, my thumb's rolling it, and I'm coming back up to here. And that's more like this stroke right there. Right? See, that was a really nice clean one. This one's still muddy, but this is the beauty of one stroke painting. You can come right back over this. Okay, move it so it's comfortable to make the roll. My thumb's rolling it, and then I come back. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to take my smaller brush and I'm going to put the stamens in the middle. So this is an 8x10. So I'm coming right here. I overloaded it, so I'm not able to get it loaded without a mess. So I'm going to do this. All right, so I can come right here in the middle and I can pull the yellow first. So we're on the chisel, flatten this brush. And I'm pulling the daffodil yellow first. and the whites following. Because this is wet on wet, this is really pretty wet. I'm going to have to wipe the brush a couple of times because it's picking up so much purple. But you know what? You can let it dry before you do this. I'm just trying to make this video for you so you can see. So I'm continuing, like I would do all the greenery and on, then come back and do this, and it gives you time. So what's going to happen here is we're going to pull the white, pull the yellow first. Okay. It's pretty wet. The same thing, we're going to come across here. So it is better to let this dry before you try doing this part. But you see, I can do wet on wet by just picking up lots of paint. So I'm wiping off the purple, the dioxazine purple. And on this one, I could turn it this way so I can get to it better. Flatten the brush ever so often. And wipe off some. Now, if this is dry, you don't have to do any of that. You just keep picking up more paint. And it's usually you're going to pick up fresher white. There we go. So there's the iris. I could just show you that the green stem would go right here. And then we would do the leaves. And I'll do the leaves some other time, but I just want you to see that they would need medium. They would come up and they would be sap. They would be sap and citrus. Okay, but we'd fold a leaf. There's a couple other leaves we would do. Sorry, you can't see that. But anyway, that's not all you're going to put on there. But what I want to show you also before we leave is there's another step to this flower, and that is that we're going to float. Let's get a 12. We're going to float some of the floating medium, and we're going to pick up a little bit of dioxazine purple. So floating medium and the purple. And this is the last step you do. And we're going to intensify and show you how to float between these petals. All right, so I'm going to go forward a little bit so you can see this, where I'm coming right in here. And I'm holding the purple on this back petal, but this petal's on top. All right, so I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to come right in here and see this petal's on top. Okay. All right, so now I can come in here to intensify that and this a little bit. Okay, so can you see that those petals all look like they're in back? And I could also do one more thing. I could shade right along here if my roll isn't as good as I want. I can shade right here. And then I can also make a vein down the middle to make it more depth in there. All right, so you want to be behind what you want to show. So see, I want to be behind this roll. And then behind this roll. All right, but sometimes I want to come right in here and put a little bit if it doesn't show like I want it to show. All right, so that still doesn't show very much. So let me do it again. See right in here. So for instance, right here, See how the dark is right in there? And I could also go right in here. Because sometimes there's a lot of white going. And then normally I would come right under here and intensify this. But the problem is that that's already, it's not a problem. The good thing is that's already dark. Right. So I can pull in between here to separate those as that dries. I can't do it well now, but that's how you intensify the rolling and the petal. All right. I can also make this roll. All these rolls can be on this part too. All right. So little practice, a little study that you can do of trying to do those iris petals. And you can start with the 16 and work with that and then work up. I want you to see that if I come in here, work this in. Okay. And the back petal, let's make sure I'm on. The back petal is roll with my thumb. And then I'm going to come back down. Okay. I just got more white. Right, roll. There we go. All right, and just remember, you can just grab a little bit of white and come right back in here. And redo anything if you want to try it again. All right, so there we are. Thank you. Practice. And please share the Donna Dewberry One Stroke group on Facebook and share your strokes. See you there.